me, it's the school system that's making these kids feel like they don't belong.
Let's build on her point. So what's the problem with schools around the country, and what are things that could be done differently in order to create a more peaceful society?
And I think I related school to, in a sense, jail. And my point was I went freshman year, and you have one like rectangle of a window, and some rooms had bars on the windows, and then you really don't have a lot. It's just really dark, and you don't feel very welcome, and you're not welcome to like voice your opinion.
Maybe we could hire teachers based on how they would relate to students, and almost like if they wanted to voice their problems, then they could do that as well with the teachers, and they would make them feel more comfortable with each other, and they would actually care more about their students and if they're learning or not.
When you are set in a classroom and it's really dark, there's no windows, there's no you don't see any outdoor nature, it brings your mood down, because if a kid goes to jail, they'll be used to the scenery, to the environment, due to the classroom environment. And I think that the architecture of a class should be more open, more bright, like there's nature around them.
Thank you, Alec.
If you're going to a school while you've just went to sleep at 2 a.m. and you had to wake up at 6 o'clock to go to school, and you're going to a school where it's dark and surrounded with one small window with bars on them, and comparing it to high tech, high tech has windows. I mean, it's an open space, and it's friendly. It's a friendly environment, and that I think when you compare it to a public school to this, I mean, you feel like I guess you're treated like the best here, like royalty.
Would it be wiser for us to spend our time focusing on the youth through schools and juvenile justice system, or would it be wiser for us to spend our time focusing on mental health? Like if we were really going to go in depth with one area, or is there another area we're missing?
We should all realize from the shootings that have happened, all those people who had mental health didn't get the help that they needed. So I think that we need to focus more on the area of mental health.
In most cases within shootings, it is mental ill men or sometimes women, but and we're putting them all in jail, which they just come back out and it's the same the same thing over and over. But with teens, they learn there's something actually wrong with like our healthcare system that we need to focus on more.
Aaron?
I think the main focus should be mental health, because a teenager's brain is much different than an adult's brain. So we have to look at every aspect of what mental health is, and not just focus on one category of it.
Monica?
In the 60 Minutes video, it mentioned how like someone could be totally perfectly normal at the age of 20, but then be psychotic by the age of 21 or more. So it's not really so much like the difference between the brains, it's more like the development of the brain and like how it grows throughout the years and how it develops.
People don't develop like these mental illnesses till later, or they're ignored until later. Like people start noticing it more when they're in like their early adulthood.
It's not that they develop these illnesses when they become their late teens and 20s. They're more commonly brought up then, but it can happen at any time during school, and you could be an old man and be thinking these things.
Bianca?
I think mental health, like how we take care of the people who are mentally ill, or how we diagnose people, it needs to start, as Jojo had said, focusing in the adolescents, because there's been a lot of school shootings, and even some of as young as the age of 11 have been showing symptoms, and been one of the cases I read about was a school shooting at a middle school. So it's more it's like a society, mental health, we kind of have to start paying attention more to the symptoms in all age groups, not just entirely adolescence or adulthood.
So what is wrong with our mental health care system right now? If I'm to say hey, you kids sound really smart, but there are experts working on this, and we have a mental health care system right now, and it seems to work okay. What's wrong with it?
With treatment, they would be okay, but it's just, that's the thing, we're not having everybody that has a mental illness treated. They're either getting put in jails where you said that Bianca's dad is a jail guard or a prison guard, and that's not his job to focus on mental illness. I mean, I'm pretty sure he went into the job to guard against prisoners. You know, these are people with mental illnesses that, just have had problems most throughout their life, and they need help. They don't need to be put in places where they're gonna be pushed around and just treated unhumanly.